Alrighty, hey guys, CryptoClover here. Today I am going to be doing a big overview of the exchanges. So if you've been watching me here the past couple of days and some of the streams I've been doing, I'm trying to focus on some different areas. And so I was previously really looking into the privacy coins, and there was a few different exchanges that there's a couple exchanges I've set up accounts with, haven't really been active with. I've set up a lot of accounts in a lot of the different exchanges, but I don't necessarily or haven't really been set up to be trading on them quite yet. But what I wanted to do was give you guys kind of a big breakdown on the exchanges and kind of what I'm seeing. I think there's quite a bit of opportunity. I've been talking about this quite a bit in some of the Asian exchanges. Not all of them are open to U.S. Citizens, residents, or what have you. There's a couple that I've been at least fortunate to be able to get into because I don't have an American phone number. And so some of the verification processes, I'm able to kind of bypass some of that with like a text or whatnot, that I'm able to get into some of these exchanges. There's other exchanges where you need to go through a little bit more KYC or know your customer protocols, where they're going to want, say, like a billing, like a recent bill that kind of proves your address, or they want like some sort of mailing address. Some of those, perhaps could be something that they're not really going to check. So you could put on something that they would at least allow you to get access to them. But I've been looking quite a bit into the Korean exchanges, because if you're looking at the market, we'll take a look at the overall view of the exchanges. Right now, Binance, OKEX, which is kind of interesting. Those two have been trending pretty high, but for the most part, it's been the Korean exchanges. You've seen Upbit, you've seen BitHum, which is down a little bit today. And a few others. And so I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the exchanges, some of the larger exchanges that we're not able to really get access to right now. I'm going to be looking into ways to kind of get around the system, or different things that you are able to do to get into these exchanges, because there's quite a bit of opportunity if you do have the ability to trade in these platforms. So Upbit has been the one that's really kind of come onto the scene here recently. You can see KRW, so this is the Korean won, and you're seeing that this one has got a tremendous amount of opportunity to get into a lot of different coins. Right now it's about 214 pairs, mostly on BTC. There's a few on here with USDT, which is Tether. And also the Korean won. So there's quite a bit of trading going on. 1.4 billion in terms of trading on this exchange. I've been looking a little bit into setting up accounts, and was hitting roadblocks with a few of these different exchanges. And I think the other thing too is also if you're able to transact or get into the Korean won, you still need a way to kind of transfer that into another currency, whether it's USD, whether it's maybe another foreign currency. Tether is another method for getting in and out of these exchanges. But the big hurdle that you're kind of getting into is the withdrawal process. And so if you're not able to withdraw from the exchanges because of your like KYC requirements or some other things, that can be a little bit of a hurdle. And so there's 5 Korean exchanges that I wanted to go over. So this is the first one. Next one is going to be BitHum. Not quite as many pairs being traded, but a tremendous amount of volume. For the most part, BitHum has been an exchange that has had the top cryptocurrency pair being traded over really the past, I would say, about 6 months or so. Just a tremendous amount of volume in some of these top cryptocurrency pairs. And so EOS has been trending pretty heavily. This was at about 2 billion in terms of trading not too long ago. If you're looking back a little bit on my streams, this EOS pair to the Korean won was trading really, really high. So Corbit is one of the other ones, so even less to choose from in terms of cryptocurrency pairs. The volumes have really been coming down in Corbit. Corbit was one that was trending in the top 5 in the exchanges for quite a while, kind of towards the Q3, Q4 of 2017. It's fallen off a little bit in terms of its volume, and part of that I think is some of the other exchanges that you're seeing come into the market. I think you're seeing like exchanges like Upbit and Binance, where there's a lot more liquidity between the different coins, a lot more trading opportunity, and I think you're seeing those ones are doing a little bit better. Coin One is another exchange here. So you have Corbit, you have Coin One. Not, again, these two don't have quite as many of the cryptocurrency pairs, but have been trending, have been kind of the big three with BitHum for a while, until you started seeing Upbit and this other one, CoinNest. Now, CoinNest has a little bit more to choose from, but again, it's kind of limited in its scope in terms of the ability to kind of trade on some of these. And you can see right here these asterisks that's next to all these different cryptocurrency pairs in the Korean market are not being included in the pricing that we're seeing in CoinMarketCap. So interesting to note. I'm going to be looking at Huobi. There's another one. It's a Chinese exchange. This one also has some hurdles to get into in terms of being able to trade and transact in these exchanges. And I think this one has a little bit more to choose from. So again, this is an exchange that has a lot of different cryptocurrency pairs that you have the ability to transact and trade. And you can see quite a bit of depth in the market of trading that's going on there, and about $1 billion in trading. These next two, I'm going to be looking at two Japanese exchanges. So Bitflyer has been one that's come up recently in terms of its volume. It's been doing quite a bit, though there's really not a whole lot to choose from. This seems to be one, I think, that is probably an exchange that is kind of acting almost a little bit more like a bank in a way, when there's not as much activity that you're seeing on or being able to trade within different cryptocurrency pairs or whatnot. This is one that you're able to just transact into, the Japanese currency, USD, or perhaps Bitcoin. And the other Japanese exchange, Zaif. This one has a few more to choose from, but these are some of the cryptocurrency exchanges that are doing quite a bit of volume, but a little bit harder to get into if you're outside of the Korean or the Japanese or even the Chinese market. So those are going to be some markets that I'm going to be looking at, working with some people that I know that live in Japan, that live in Korea, that live in China. Being over here in Asia, I've got a few. I've been fortunate to kind of network with a lot of different people in those markets, and so there's a lot of interesting dynamics there. And there's going to be a lot of arbitrage opportunities and just opportunities in general once you start getting into some of these exchanges. So I think that's an interesting note. And so next, I'm going to get into some of the exchanges that I'm trading on quite a bit. I want to check in with the chat just real quickly. What's up, what's up, what's up? Man, that is going to be a meme that is just not going to go away. I've been watching all kinds of memes on that on the internet. But what's going on, Crypto Dance, Rags to Bitcoin Josh, Crypto Josh, Crypto what's up, Robert Watson. What's going on, guys? So yeah, next I'm going to be looking into some of the larger exchanges, American exchanges that you can get into, some of the ones that I've been trading on. So this one, Binance, was much like Upbit in a way. Kind of came out of nowhere once it started trading. I can't remember how long ago that was. It's probably maybe like, I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago is when it kind of came onto the scene. And the interesting dynamic that you were seeing with Binance was their own coin. That was an innovation that all of the exchanges above them at the time, which are primarily Korean, there was a few others that were in there, they didn't offer their own coin to be trading. And so there's some different interesting elements to that. Bitcoin tends to be not the easiest to transact with, though when you're inside the exchange, typically that doesn't matter. But when you're transacting with their own coin within their own exchange, there are some different elements to that. And so, like one of the things that you're seeing is currently it's going on with BitConnect X. They're kind of following suit with some of that innovation that we're seeing as they're coming out with their own coin, their own exchange, and following suit with a lot of what we're seeing in some of these exchanges that have been doing pretty well as of late. But a lot of options, a lot of cryptocurrency pairs to transact with. Taking a look at the Binance coin, this one is just BNB to Bitcoin, but you can see here this is the element where you're able to trade with pretty much all of their or most of their cryptocurrency pairs within their own BNB coin. So there's some elements there that are kind of interesting to note, and because of that, you're seeing the price of the coin has really done pretty well. I mean, I think I had mentioned back when this was roughly about $1. I guess this was right around October, November timeframe. I think was when I was kind of mentioning. I was like, I mean, that's when we saw the volumes really kind of starting taking off, and I was like, I think that this is going to be this is very innovative. I like what's going on here with this coin, and I got in a little bit, but I wish I'd gotten quite a bit more, because we saw it peak at about $25. So the price of the coin's gone up quite a bit, and you're seeing volumes have been up quite a bit with that coin. So moving on, Bittrex. Bittrex is an exchange that has historically been one of the first exchanges that I got into. When I first started trading in 2013, for those of you guys who've been following me, I was doing electricity trading from 2010 to 2013, and was really following a lot of the financial markets. And I think the big thing that I was seeing is on the news, CNBC, some of the different outlets that we kind of watched on the trading floor, was this kind of rise with the cryptocurrency market and cryptocurrency movement. And at the time, the way to get into cryptocurrency, or the easiest way, was Coinbase. They had just received $25 million in venture capital. And then once you got your cryptocurrency, if you wanted to trade or transact and get into some of these different markets, really the two at the time that were the biggest were Poloniex, which was the largest, and Bittrex, which was very similar, and kind of its ease of use. The platform is pretty intuitive. There's, you're kind of looking at it, and there was, not a whole lot to figure out per se. So if you're kind of new to trading in some of these markets, it's one that's a little bit easier to figure out. You can when you get into some of these other exchanges, there's a lot of different hurdles and hoops and things that you might have to jump through just to transact if you're kind of getting into some of the smaller exchanges. So, but Bittrex has a lot to choose from. There's a lot of coins that pump at certain times. We've seen that, just going down the list. Red coin was one that had pumped in this market. Stellar Lumens tends to really be erratic in terms of its volume in Bittrex. There's voxels. I know this is one I got into a long time ago. I think it was like 2013, and there's a few other coins. Lisk was another one that's really been trading primarily in Bittrex before it started kind of getting a little bit more into the other markets. So there's coins that tend to really kind of, I guess the best way to put it is just to get pumped. I don't see any other reason why they're just going up 10x, 20x in value over the course of maybe a few days or whatnot. And so there's you see that probably more becomes more apparent in Bittrex as opposed to Poloniex. Bittrex has taken over, has in terms of its trading volumes, and as opposed to Poloniex. Poloniex has kind of fallen off a little bit. It's not hasn't been trending in the top 10 for quite a while now, but Poloniex historically was the largest exchange trading cryptocurrency from 2013 to the beginning of 2017. So for about a 4-year stretch, when you were looking at the markets, it was all Poloniex. And number two, if you were trading in the US, was primarily Bittrex. So OKEX, this is one I just recently signed up with. The volumes have been jumping up quite a bit. There's 1.5 billion trading. It's the second largest cryptocurrency exchange at the moment. So there's a lot to choose from, and I think that that's kind of what you're seeing is these exchanges that are offering a number of different coins for you to get into tend to do pretty well. Yeah, so there's about over 400 coins and cryptocurrency pairs that are being traded in OKEX. So it is a foreign exchange to my knowledge. I think it's a Chinese exchange. We can take a look here. I think when we were getting into this, yeah. So this is a Chinese exchange, and I can tell just by the iconography here, or the calligraphy or whatnot. So now moving on to the next one, KuCoin. This is another one that has their own coin, their own kind of affiliate structure, and so you're seeing people are starting to promote exchanges that have an affiliate structure, and so KuCoin was one. The original one that really kind of taken off with a lot of the YouTubers was Binance, and there's a few other exchanges that offer an affiliate program. I believe CoinExchange.io is another one, and so I'm going to be leaving links for a lot of these different exchanges below. I didn't have time to do that. I'm going to do this after the stream, and I'll add that to the description below, so you guys can check out some of the different exchanges that are a little bit easier in terms to get set up with. So, but there's a lot of pairs to choose from. This one has some different ones I'm not as familiar with, like this Trinity Network Credit is not something I'm very familiar with. There's a lot of coins here that I don't know a whole lot about that are doing quite a bit in trading. And then of course they have their, I believe this is the KuCoin shares. This is their coin. Take a look at their market. So they're, this is trading in a few different markets, and so this is a recent trend that you're starting to see. And these coins tend to do fairly well. Like this one had jumped up from, gosh, it was about 50 cents in mid-December time frame, and looked like it had peaked at about 20 bucks. So I mean that's a 40x return in about a month. So a lot of opportunity there. It's up 30% today. So so interesting one there. Coin Exchange. This one is one that I've been trading in quite a bit. All through 2017. It was a much smaller exchange. Previously it's really kind of taken off in terms of its the amount of trading that's going on there. Right now, Lend Connect is the number one pair being traded. Regal Coin, you're seeing BitConnect, Daver Coin. So a lot of these lending platform coins you're seeing are being traded in this exchange. There's a lower entry point to have your coin listed in this exchange. I believe it's like 3 Bitcoin or something like that is all you need. You're paying a fee, and then you can list any coin you want to in these markets. And there's a lot to choose from. So this one, almost 400 coins as well that are trading on this exchange. So it's a good one, and I believe they have affiliate structure. I got to look into that a little bit more. So moving on, Yobit. Yobit is one that is trading a lot of different pairs. There's, running down the list, about 400, almost 500 coins being traded. There's, some of these smaller market coins, some of the privacy coins that I was going over the other day. You can pick up some of these in Yobit, and there's a few others that exchanges that I'll be going over here in a little bit that that we're seeing opportunities to get into certain coins. But Dash, #1 coin being traded in that exchange right now. Livecoin, this is a larger exchange in terms of what we had seen with the history. So like I've been trading quite a bit with. I was actually doing quite a bit of arbitrage with the BitConnect coin back in 2017. And at the time, there were only 3 exchanges outside of the BitConnect exchange. There was Livecoin, there was Coin Exchange, and there was Nova Exchange. Those were the 3 primary exchanges. And so I was setting up accounts with all 3 of those and doing some arbitrage at the time because there was a market for it. There wasn't really a whole lot of people that were doing that, in the early days of BitConnect. And so there was opportunity to, to make a little bit of a profit by kind of swapping your coins around. But it's been doing quite a bit of volume, 51 million in the last 24 hours. But the top cryptocurrencies, the top 5 in terms of market capitalization, you're seeing are traded pretty heavily. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and well, the other one would be Ripple. I'm not seeing Ripple being traded here, so but that's interesting to note. Bitfinex has been one that has been around for a while as well. The platform, when you're kind of looking at it, let's take a look at this. Like, I haven't really been trading a whole lot on Bitfinex, and part of it was, I guess I got to log in to my account. So this is, in this stream, I'm not going to be logging into any of my accounts. I'll maybe be doing that on some of the later streams when I start getting a little bit more into trading on the different exchanges. Right now, what I really wanted to focus on was just kind of giving you guys an overview of the exchange market as a whole. But I'll be getting into that a little bit more and giving you guys some more insights on that. So moving on, Poloniex, like I had been mentioning before, this exchange has a lot of history. There's been a lot of trading. This is one that you can kind of get into. You don't necessarily need to have an account to kind of check out the markets. So you can just click on here, get into the exchange. And one of the things I always liked doing was taking a look at the volume. I like their charting. I like, you're able to favorite certain coins. There's some different things that you can do here. We're seeing right now Ethereum and Ripple are the top cryptocurrency pairs being traded. One of my primary trading strategies when I was trading back in, really through 2014, 2015, 2016, and that time frame was I almost always kind of went to Poloniex first to see where the volume of trading was. And that kind of dictated at the time where the market as a whole was going. So if there was whatever the top cryptocurrency pair was and that volume that we were seeing, as long as the volume was remaining high in this exchange, the price of the coin was typically going up. And so one of my strategies was to check the markets first thing in the morning, see where the volume was in Poloniex, and then get into that coin, or maybe the top 2 or 3 coins. And if the volumes start to dip and we started to see it kind of taper out, then that might be a good time to get out. But if the volumes really started to take off, typically those performed really well in the market. So you can see a little bit of that there. And then Gemini, not really trading a whole lot of different cryptocurrency pairs. It's kind of acting a little bit more like a bank in a way where you're able to kind of get in and out of the cryptocurrency market. It seems to be a little bit more like Coinbase, GDAX, those exchanges where it's kind of more of the entry point from fiat into cryptocurrency. So let me see if I can find these are the different exchanges I want to take a look at. But yeah, I was going to look at boy, where did I? There's GDAX. I'll move this over here. So I've kind of put these, kind of one and the same, GDAX and Gemini. These two are very similar. GDAX has a little bit more to choose from and a little bit more of the crypto difference with the cryptocurrency pairs that you can trade. But so let me check in with the chat a little bit. I emailed Gemini and asked them if they planned on adding BCH and Litecoin. They told me no. Yeah. Cryptorium. BitBoss asking a question. Are there other ways to change cryptocurrency to fiat currency? The best way is going to be through local Bitcoins. Is finding somebody, someone, building a relationship with that person locally, wherever that is for you, and getting into the cryptocurrency market that's not touching the banks. It's not there's not necessarily a record of it. You know, it's a peer-to-peer situation. You're cutting out the middleman altogether, and so that is still the best way to get in and out of the cryptocurrency markets. The exchanges is another way. There's a record of that, and some of these are going to be a little bit more regulated, like you're seeing that right now with Coinbase. Gemini has really been in the forefront of trying to be in the right in terms of how this is going to be determined with the regulatory authorities. Is this going to be a security? Is this going to be digital property? How are you guys going to classify this and whatnot? I will sell my BCC for $363 per coin. I think a lot of people would sell it at that price at this point. I did see something. See if I can bring this up. I think this one was oops. I believe is this right? Is this doing this? Yeah. Okay. I'll log into my BitConnect account here. I saw a rumor that they weren't honoring the $150 price anymore, so I'm going to check into that just for you guys. Let's see if that's still holding true. It looks like, yeah, they're honoring less than $10 in terms of their BTC price, and we're seeing that it's not selling out now. In fact, it's not even coming close to selling out. So, so that's an interesting trend. I think that it was selling out very, very quickly because a lot of people were wanting to at least get a $150 price point for their BCC coin, and that it didn't give me a whole lot of faith in the BitConnect X platform, because I think once what a lot of people's strategy was with the current state of BitConnect, you were going to see a lot of people get into the BitConnect X ICO. As soon as it hits the market, they were going to sell out, hopefully trying to cash in on that $150 price point, which was just going to make the BitConnect X coin just plummet as well. And so you're going to see both coins really performing pretty poorly. And, that's unfortunate. Now I don't think you're going to be seeing as much momentum of people that are going to be wanting to get into this now that, a BCC coin. A lot of people don't really want to sell their BCC coins for less than $10. So, but I figured that was at least worth taking a look at. And checking the chat here again. Clover plus fat finger on Wi-Fi button. Yeah, honestly, I want to see BitConnect X come alive, but who the heck is going to put real BTC into this? Their branding is really bad right now, as it should be. I mean, a lot of people lost a lot of money. I lost a ton of money. A lot of people lost a lot of money. In that platform. So, you live and you learn. There's, this is cryptocurrency. I think a lot of people were, were in BitConnect. I mean, I had 1.5 million users. There was a lot of people that were talking negatively about it, and just kind of with the events that transpired, it just, it's unfortunate things happen the way they did. So am I lagging? I guess it's saying I'm lagging a little bit. I wasn't sure. Light your router on fire. Dino still dreaming. I haven't been watching Dino as much. I know he's been doing some. Let's test the CryptoClover effect looking at DAF prices. Yeah, why not? $60. Let's see how much volatility there's been in the last day. Hit a low of $40, hit a high of 75. So yeah, but a lot of volume here. A lot of volume in the last 12 hours or so. So, but it looks like prices have been holding right around, you know, 50, 60 bucks. You know, again, this one is only being really offered in Coin Exchange. So a lot of that pricing is based on what we're seeing in Coin Exchange. I don't know a whole lot about Davercoin in terms of like buying it on their website and whatnot. As I've mentioned, I'm getting a little bit more away from some of the lending platforms. I think there's a lot more opportunity to just get into different alt currencies and cryptocurrencies in general right now. I think the lending platforms are just too high risk for not enough reward. And you're seeing, you know, with a lot of these alt currencies, you're not seeing them retract 90, 95% of the market. And these lending platform coins have the potential to do that. And some of the lending platforms don't even have a coin or just going away altogether. So a lot of risk. Some people have the strategy to just get in and just buy the coin. Now that's certainly a strategy. Like you'd seen right here, if you got into if you gotten into this, you know, the $20 price point. I know people have gotten into the ICO of Davercoin a long time ago, and you know, it had really peaked in price around 150 bucks. If you're able to time the top of the market, you know, that's, you know, certainly a strategy. But you know, at this point, you know, I'm just, it is what it is. But I just want to take, you know, focus a little bit more on the exchanges. So getting back to this, let me see where I was here. Ether Delta. So I've got a little bit of funds in Ether Delta. Ether Delta is like really kind of complicated to kind of get into and figure out. Like I was, you know, I have an account. I put some Ether into it, and I was trying to transact, and I was really trying to buy this Vertasum. Vertasum was one that was really taken off. I think it was Q3 of 2017. Or I guess it was a little bit more. Yeah, it was the beginning of Q3, like right in July. You really saw it take off. You know, 200 bucks. The market cap had just, you know, it was about $500 million. At the time, that was really high because there weren't a whole lot of billion-dollar coins out there. I believe it was in the top 10. I have to take a look at the historical data to figure that out. But it really kind of come down, retracted, not a whole lot of volume. And part of that, it wasn't really being traded a whole lot anywhere else. Like, I don't know if it was being offered in HIT BTC. I believe it was being offered in Mercatox, but I haven't really gotten into that exchange as much. It's a smaller exchange. Still has some potential. I have an account with Mercatox, but haven't really used it all that much. But Vertasum looks like one that's been doing pretty well here recently. It's, you know, it's taken off again. And it's climbing up, $825 million market cap. So it's climbing up towards that billion-dollar market cap. So looks like a good one, but primarily being offered in this Ether Delta. Now, one of the things I've been seeing is I haven't been the biggest fan of Ethereum, but I have been a big fan of kind of like the smart contracts and other projects that are working with Ethereum. So my advice and the things I've been kind of looking at is if, you know, instead of getting into Ethereum or whatnot, I think some of these other coins have a lot more potential. I would rather put my money in like Populous. I don't know much about this origin trail, but let's take a look at Populous. This one has just been taken off, you know, quite a bit. So this is performing much, much better than Ethereum, you know, when you're, you know, comparing them side by side. Beginning of November was about $3. It's peaking right now at almost $70. So it's right now it's at an all-time high, up about 26%. So a lot of a lot of growth with this. This one's being offered in a lot more exchanges, so a little bit more liquidity in terms of being able to trade this in some of these different exchanges. Like you're seeing Mercatox, OKEX, KuCoin, HitBTC, Ether Delta, and Binance. So many different exchanges to kind of transact. And so I like that one over something like Ethereum. And some of these other ones, I'd have to take a look at. Maybe that's, a whole nother series that I'll do on one of my live streams, where I'll look into some of these different coins that are kind of running off of the Ethereum platform. But yeah, the Ether Delta, let me see if we can kind of take a look into this. It's it was a little bit complicated. I don't know if they've changed this much, but I was still just trying to figure it out. I don't have much in there. I've got like, I can't remember how much. It wasn't even like one Ethereum. It was like a fraction of an Ethereum. I think it was still like half an Ethereum or something like that. But getting in and buying some of these other ones, it's not the most intuitive, as you can kind of see here. Their platform, it's kind of like almost like a developer platform. It's not the easiest to trade and transact. I mean, I consider myself almost expert level in terms of trading some of these different exchanges, being as, I don't know a whole lot of other people that are trading in all of these different, exchanges. And I got in here and I couldn't figure it out. So, maybe I need to spend some time, or maybe do like really, spend some time to figure it out, and I'll do, a video on it. But there's some interesting stuff here. So before we get to the next one, I'll check in again. Hive is a competitor to Populous. Populous, you missed the boat. Get in on Hive. Okay. Yeah, I'll take another look into that. All right, let me move on here. So Bitstamp, I had an account with Bitstamp. Haven't logged into it in a long time, so I gotta take a look at it. But mainly, it's kind of like the different cryptocurrency pairs. So you can see like Bitcoin Cash to USD to BTC and to the Euro. Same thing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Different ways to get in, but primarily Bitcoin to USD. So some of these, I wouldn't necessarily call Bitstamp like an exchange because of the limited amount to get in. I mean, you're only able to get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. So pretty much like the top 5. So that's kind of what they want to focus on. There's really not a whole lot of options to get into some of the smaller market coins. And so I'd much rather have an account or focus on an exchange where you have the ability to get into some of the at least the mid-market coins. These are all the billion-dollar, top 5, coins. So HitBTC, I've been trading a little bit on here. There's, a lot more market depth in terms of the coins that are being offered and traded. Currently about 400 or so. So I like these exchanges that have a lot of different coins to choose from. So HitBTC has been one that's been doing pretty well. Bitcoin Cash, currently the #1 cryptocurrency pair being traded, and about $500 million in trading. Stocks Exchange. So this one, I haven't set up an account, but when I was going over the privacy coins, there was quite a few privacy coins that were not necessarily being offered on some of these other exchanges that were being offered on like Stocks Exchange. So like Polis was one. What were some of the other ones that we were? Smart Cash, ALQO. That was that one with the really cool website I was kind of mentioning the other day. Bytecoin. So there's some of the different privacy coins you're able to kind of pick up on this exchange. So I may need to set up an account there. Not a whole lot of trading, only about 2 million in trading over the last 24 hours. Shield. This one is like these top 2 coins. I'm not familiar with. Probably half of these coins that are on here. So kind of some much smaller, market coins that are being traded there. Cryptopia, this was another one that when I was kind of going over the privacy coins, a lot of them, the way to pick them up was in this exchange. So Electronium, Z Classic, Lux Coin, I believe Pro Currency was one as well. Linda, Verge, GoByte. So these were Bulwark, Hush. So this is probably one of the this is definitely one I need to set up an account with if I don't have one already. I mean, I set up a bunch of these exchange accounts like last summer, and I just didn't really use them. So I might have my login information somewhere. I just need to find it. But there's I like this exchange in terms of the offerings. So you can see here, I mean, again, 450 coins being offered there. So, and the trading seems to be pretty spread out. So, so I like it. I like it. I need to set up an account there. C-CEX. This is one that was also offering several of these privacy coins. Linda. Which were some of the other ones that we were looking at the other day. H-Share. Currently, Bible Pay is the first coin. I don't know anything about this Bible Pay coin. A few other coins, like I haven't heard of this Cryptocarbon, but there's about 500,000 in trading, so it's a very small market exchange, but it does have quite a different, almost 200 coins to choose from. So for some of these coins, if you wanted to get into a very small market coin, you really don't have a choice but to sign up with some of these exchanges where they only have limited trading going on. But should that coin be added to another exchange, and you're not able to really capitalize on holding that coin, probably one of your best bets is if you anticipate that that's going to be something that's going to happen, or they're even mentioning that on the roadmap. At least you can get into some of these smaller exchanges and buy the coin, and you can just hold and maybe transfer at a later date. So similar name, cex.io, but a different exchange. It's offering 21 coins here. Maybe not as 21 coins, because a lot of these are different pairs in terms of like to USD, to Euro, to Bitcoin, to the Rubia, RUB, I believe that's Rubia. But 27 million, so a lot more trading going on in this one, but not necessarily the same amount of options to choose from. So now I'm starting to move into exchanges that I don't necessarily have an account with. They're smaller exchanges. They might be foreign exchanges, but I just wanted to kind of go through these next 10 or so, just to kind of give you guys a quick peek. Let me check in with the chat real quick before I do that. Yeah, I got your email, Josh. I need to get back to you. So I'm working on that. I've been kind of busy. Bible Pay is from Jesus. Better not be a scam. So many Christian businesses take advantage of the good intentioned. Yeah, Cryptopia is from New Zealand. Yeah, it's I think it's like the only exchange that I know of that's in New Zealand. Clover, what do you think about the Robinhood app exchange? Just recently, I know a lot of people that I've been following, been doing videos on that here recently. Been like 3 or 4 different people I follow that just started getting into that. I don't know enough about it. I'll probably get into it a little bit and probably do a video on it. So before I start kind of giving my opinions on it, I need to get into it and play around with it a little bit. So Clover, try OKEX exchange, really easy and great security features, lots of tokens and coins traded. Yeah, I literally just set up an account right before I did this live stream. So I'm going to be getting into it a little bit and whatnot. So I think one of the things I'm looking at, if you're looking at like the exchanges from a very basic level, I think that diversifying into several different exchanges is probably one of your best security options from kind of like I guess, a beginner level of getting into some of these different things, or if you just don't necessarily have the time. So for me, since I've been traveling so much, I haven't really had, the option to kind of take my cryptocurrency and hold them on wallets on my own computer because I'm traveling so much and I don't want anything to happen to what I have. I've been keeping most of my cryptocurrency on the different exchanges, and that allows me to kind of move some things around, take advantage of different opportunities at certain times, cash out if I need to. And I think that is a really good strategy. I think the next level of security, the next level of kind of getting into cryptocurrency as a whole is starting to get into like the wallet features where you're able to bring these onto your laptop. You need to have proper backup procedures. I know I've been talking with Joey Rocket a little bit. He was getting into that. I think that's one of the reasons why I guess he hasn't been doing a lot of videos lately. Is that he's saying he's kind of a noob to doing the wallets on the computer, but he's figuring the whole thing out. So I'm interested to see how that goes, so I can kind of learn from him. All right, so moving on, I'm going to get into some of these smaller ones. Crypto Bridge, this is another one that has a lot of these privacy coins. Smart Cash, ALQO. There's been a few others that we were kind of looking at the other day. This Colossus coin was a privacy coin. Crave. Let's see here. Verge, Pivx. So you're seeing Bulwark, Footy Cash, Solaris, a lot of different privacy coins on this exchange. And so this one, only 2 million in trading, but looks like a good one to kind of get into, at least to kind of hold some of these privacy coins. Like I'm going to be getting, as I mentioned, I'm going to be getting more into the privacy coins and putting just a little bit of Bitcoin behind all these different coins and technologies and kind of shuffling some things around. I'm going to be getting into privacy coins, like small market privacy coins that are at least on 2 exchanges that I plan on using. And that way there's the ability. So sometimes these exchanges will drop certain coins and they basically give you kind of a deadline, and they don't give you a whole lot of time, like maybe a week or 2 or something, and they basically say, hey, you need to move your coins out or you lose them forever. Poloniex did this to me. Like I had a couple different coins. I had a coin called Index that is no longer around really. And I think I had 1 or 2 other coins, and they basically said, you need to move these coins out because we're no longer going to be supporting that wallet. And so that's why I see getting into different coins that you're interested in getting into. Make sure that you at least have 2 exchanges that you have active accounts on, so that you can move your cryptocurrency around if you need to. It's a little bit too high risk, in my opinion, right now, to get into a coin that's only offered primarily on 1 exchange, unless you see in the roadmap of that particular coin they're about to offer it onto another exchange. In that case, it would be good to get into that exchange, buy that coin, in the hopes that it's going to really kind of come up in value as it gets added to another exchange. Moving on, Liqui. This is another one that has quite a few cryptocurrency pairs to choose from. Currently about 200. So a lot of different coins. You can kind of get into different cryptocurrency pairs. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether. Tend to be, looks like it's pretty much an offering with most of their major cryptocurrencies, or pretty much, yeah, most of the major ones. You have the ability to kind of get into these coins, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Tether. 123 million in terms of trading, so a little bit of a larger exchange, comparative to, when we're kind of looking at all of these or whatnot. So might be one to be interested in kind of getting an account set up. Moving on, Kraken. This one, 400 million in trading. I've got an account with Kraken. Haven't used it a whole lot. You know, there's not as much. You know, it's saying here 45 pairs. It's probably closer to about 20 when you kind of take out, you know, that it's really being offered with the Euro, USD, and Bitcoin with some of the different cryptocurrency pairs, or even, you know, Ethereum. It's also being traded with the Japanese and Canadian. So Ethereum right here, there's 5 Ethereum pairs, you know, out of these 45. So so you can kind of see that. CoinEgg, this one is doing quite a bit in trading, and I just, you know, I don't have an account with them, but I figured this is worth mentioning because they're pretty high on the exchange list, 132 million in trading, and you know, trading, you know, a lot of different cryptocurrency pairs, about 30 or so. So I'm probably not going to set up an account with them just yet, but it's just one that's interesting to kind of note. Gate.io, another kind of mid-market exchange. You're seeing that Ethereum tends to be one that's traded on some of these. You can see here CoinEgg and, you know, Gate.io. Ethereum is the top cryptocurrency pair being traded, so that tends to be the way to get into some of these exchanges. EXX. I don't know much about this. Again, Ethereum, the #1 pair being traded, 60 million in trading, about 52 cryptocurrency pairs. But yeah, 26% of the volume is in Ethereum, and there's also you know, more Ethereum being traded in these different, you know, pairs and whatnot. So just interesting to, you know, note. ZB.com. Again, I don't know much about these ones, but I just kind of want to give you guys a quick peek into some of these because right now these are some of the top exchanges. I think I pulled up like the top 30 exchanges, and I was kind of going through all these different ones. So there's like the top 30 currently today, and then also I think I pulled a few others that were not in the top 30 but have been in the top 30 recently. And so I have, you know, roughly about 35 to 40 exchanges that I'm kind of going over today. BitZ, another one, 206 million in trading. Ethereum, again, the top cryptocurrency pair being traded. So you're seeing a little bit of a trend with some of these smaller market exchanges. Currently trading about 61 pairs. So you can see here, you know, it's has some market depth. You know, maybe a little bit more opportunity there. L-Bank, again, another one I don't know much about. 86 million in trading. Quantum, the top pair being traded, and 24 pairs that are being offered right now. Next one, Bbox, Bbox, and they have their own token. And so let's take a look at their token real quick. So been doing fairly well. So again, this one was about 80 cents January 5th, currently about $1.43, so it's come up a little bit in value. There's some trading going on. Well, I guess it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, but those are the top two. So, but yeah, you know, just wanted to note these. And this last one I'm going to take a look at, XMO, 67 million in trading, primarily in Bitcoin and a few of the other exchanges, 44 different pairs. So check in with the chat. Coinbase has high fees, yeah. You guys drinking right now? I guess it's like Saturday night back in the U.S. Taking shots of whiskey. Tether is a great hedge if trading, great place to park money once getting out of a trade. Yeah, there's I think definitely when you see a lot of uncertainty in the market, you see like the volumes of Tether really kind of come up and explode. And as far as I know, some of the software that is being used to kind of get into some of the different exchanges. If you're working with more of like trading bots or trading algorithms or things like that, you know, you can protect yourself a little bit by having that, you know, transacting, getting into Tether, depending on like uncertainty with the market. And that's something I'm going to be actually looking to set up as well once I get a little bit more into that and I get things set up. It's a trader's tool. Clover, what are the top 5 exchanges that you use that you can buy cryptos directly with USD? I guess Gemini, like GDAX, Coinbase, are really the 2 main ones. I'm sure there's probably others. I'm probably not the best up to date on what are going to be some of the best ones, you know, with that. But you know, I honestly probably not the, you know, probably not the best to be commenting on that right now. I need to do a little more research on that. Bitstamp is the best? Okay, as a fiat exchange. Check VSX news on Bitcoin Talk. Big news coming tomorrow, 13 cents now. Let's take a look at VSX. Oh. VSync. They're being traded. Coin Exchange, C-CEX. Most of the volume is in Coin Exchange. So maybe I'll have to get in and buy a little bit. What do you think about this Paraga-Rex? Yeah, I know Craig Grant's been doing a bunch of videos on that lately. I don't know a whole lot about it. You know, I'll look into it a little bit. I always, you know, I know a lot of people kind of have their opinions with Craig, especially with, you know, kind of the fallout with BitConnect and whatnot. But Craig has been in the cryptocurrency space a long, long time, longer than me in terms of actually putting out content on the internet. And so he does a lot of research. And the other thing too that you have to understand about some of these guys is you may not like them, or you may, you know, have your own opinions about some of these guys, but they also are being contacted by a lot of other people. So like they have resources, they have people that are feeding them information, that are giving them insights, and a lot of times these are people that they have like a certain level of respect for. So I get the same thing. Like I've been fortunate since I've been doing this channel. I have some really smart people that are reaching out to me and give me some interesting insights, and so I get a lot of feedback from my audience. And so so I think a lot of what you're getting sometimes with Craig is people are, you know, maybe there's a techie guy or, you know, computer guy that's taking a look at something, but he doesn't have necessarily the audience, the YouTube audience or whatnot, but he's feeding a lot of this information and value to some of these guys, and then they'll take a look at it and kind of run with it. You know, I've done this myself. Like I've looked into certain, you know, technologies or whatnot that have been, you know, offered to me, and I'll take a look into it. And I'm like, yeah, this looks good, you know, for X reason and Y reason and whatnot. So, but yeah, I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just on another planet. Interesting dude. Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, he's got his own personality. Like no one's perfect. So a lot of people are critical of him because, you know, he tends to push a lot of like platforms where he can benefit, but you know, there's an affiliate structure to some of those. Like you're incentivized to promote certain platforms if you can get a little bit of a financial gain. And what you're seeing in the cryptocurrency market as a whole is that's typically kind of like that network marketing effect is kind of what you're seeing. So if you know, if one of these guys comes out and starts promoting a platform or whatnot, that's one of the best ways to kind of bring attention, you know, especially if you're a much smaller coin or technology. But Perga Rex is interesting since they accept many different coins for loading your account. Okay. Clover, do you dim the lights on your alien spaceship computer monitors? Yeah, I did. There was like there was a feature on there that I figured out how to do that. So I appreciate that. Well, I guess that was maybe you that was commenting when I had that, because it was like really bright, and you know, when I first started doing it and it was kind of getting in there, it was kind of giving me a little bit of a headache. But I think I got it figured out and fixed. And once I got it figured out and fixed, got the whole thing set up, you know, then you know, the platform that I was, you know, really, you know, kind of doing that for was for BitConnect, which imploded. And so who knows what's going to happen with that right now. I mean, I'm still in the dark with a lot of things that are going on. So. But let me see here, how long? It's been about an hour, so I'll probably stay on here for a little bit longer. Let's take, so I'll just go over, now we went over all the different exchanges, so let me just give a quick overview right now. You know, Binance, Upbit, OKEX, Huobi, and Bitfinex. Of these top 5 right now, there's really 3 if you're, you know, American or whatever you want to get into. Binance. Upbit is problematic in terms of setting up an account and being able to transact there. OKEX, I just set up an account with them. This one, again, has been pretty new. I mean, both these, Upbit and OKEX, were pretty new exchanges that are doing considerable volume, about 1.6 billion in trading in the last 24 hours. Huobi, Chinese exchange, I have an account with them. I haven't really like verified it or whatnot. I haven't put any funds on there, but I'm going to look into that a little bit more, and Bitfinex. And so my goal with this is to focus on different areas, you know, say a different, you know, day of the week. So like, this is really a big overview of all of the different exchanges. I'm going to take the feedback, and I encourage you guys that are on and people that are watching this later on to leave comments in the comment section below with different things that you're able to find out, or maybe even send me an email. And I want to improve on this, you know, over time. I want to give a little bit more of a very good in-depth analysis of the exchanges as a whole. And so with my 2 previous live streams, I was looking at privacy coins and really diving into that. So I'm going to be diving into privacy coins. I'm going to be diving into exchanges. I'm going to be doing collaborations with other YouTubers. So those are 3 areas I'm going to be looking at. I think the 4th one I'm probably going to be looking at is actually real-world applications, where you want to, you know, I'm seeing that a little bit in the chat here, where people are wanting to transact back into USD or from USD into cryptocurrency. So kind of that initial, those points of entry to get into the cryptocurrency market, that's probably going to be another one I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a little bit different here in Asia. You know, it's a lot of different dynamics here, but and of course, I think probably another area of emphasis that I really want to look at is like getting into like Korean exchanges or these foreign exchanges that are kind of closed off to Americans, and what you can do to get into some of these different exchanges or whatnot, or transacting in some of these different countries. You know, I have to be a little bit careful about that, because I think I've noticed sometimes when you see people that are kind of doing videos or things or tutorials on how to do that, essentially you're kind of like identifying the loopholes to get into some of these things, and they may just close those down. So I'll have to kind of look into that a little bit more. But if there's other things you guys want me to take a look at, I mean, I know I'm kind of looking at privacy coins and whatnot, but in terms of, I'll probably do another one on just kind of the market as a whole, or kind of the you know, major market coins, like all of the billion-dollar market cap coins. Maybe doing another, you know, series on mid-market coins, so between, you know, $1 billion and 100 million, which is kind of, you know, you're seeing here, kind of moving down the list. When is it? So right here, 187. So it's probably about 150 or so, I would say, mid-market coins that are between 100 million and $1 billion market cap. And so I think it would be good to kind of do a series to kind of go over some of those mid-market coins, and then smaller market coins, and probably another thing that I could kind of get into is ICOs. So I'm going to be, focusing this channel a little bit more on that, kind of giving you guys a little bit of a breakdown and overview. Everything's kind of been more in like a live stream, so it's been a little bit more off the cuff, just kind of giving you guys my perspectives and my opinions. But I'm going to be doing more in depth, based on kind of where I'm seeing different trends in the market. Appreciate that, Tracy. I enjoy having you on. Make sure you get verified on any new exchange you join. It's the only way you'll be able to withdraw later. They don't need verification to deposit, so they suck you in that way. Yeah, very true. And that can be problematic sometimes. You can get into an exchange and maybe necessarily can't get out. So very good point, Crypto Goose. What's going on, IO Matt? When we sell BTC on a Korean exchange, do we get USD or Korean money? Yeah, it's the Korean won, and so there's been more clampdowns on the exchanges right there. Like I was messaging my my buddy in Korea, and I was trying to basically figure this out. And what did he say? Because he was telling me it's like, they're even shutting this down with, he's like, right now the Korean government completely bans any newcomers, including Koreans. Getting a valid bank account under your name is one thing, but what is trickier is how to connect that account to the cryptocurrency exchange platform. The second part, right now, government is banning from anybody regardless of their nationality, including Korean residents. So even in Korea, you're having some issues of getting into these different exchanges, but that's where you're seeing the volume. Like, the volume has been in Korea. If you're looking at, if you've been kind of, following the cryptocurrency market over the past 6 months or so, everything's been in Korea. Right now, the #1 exchange in the world, Binance, the headquarters is in Hong Kong. But if you do some actual research into Binance Exchange, the servers are in Korea. So let's see. Come on, my internet's bugging out on me a little bit. So Binance, when you're looking at the servers, let's see if I can bring that up. Where are the Binance Exchange servers? So you can just Google it, and yeah, you see right here, like this article is coming up, like South Korea cracking down Binance servers based in South Korea. So that's kind of what you're seeing here, and that was kind of what I'd been seeing when I was doing some research on this. But the Binance is right. Here's another one. This is Box Mining. So so you can see here, Binance is based in Hong Kong, and its servers are located in South Korea. Their main site offers support in English, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Russian, Spanish, and French. So there you have it. Clover, are you going to get into any other lending platforms? Not right now. I'm still gonna see what's going on with BitConnect. I mean, that was a, if you've been watching me, that was a huge thing I was involved with all through 2017. I still want to see it through. I still want to see what's going to happen. The whole freaking thing imploded, and there's not a whole lot of communication going on right now. So it's got a horrible reputation. It's got the worst reputation in terms of cryptocurrency in the cryptocurrency market. So I want to see what's going to happen, with that whole thing. There's still some conversations going on in the background. There's, still like a little bit of progress, but nothing really major. There's been a lot of other lending platforms. There's been a lot of lending platforms that went down. There's been a lot of YouTubers that I've been talking with that are getting completely away from, lending platforms in general. So, we'll see, kind of how things go. But as I've mentioned on the stream, like, if I can get set up and I can get an office going and I can, maybe have some privacy where I don't have the fear of someone coming and knocking on my door or whatnot. Like, and I get involved in the cryptocurrency market. Like, I'm a pretty good trader, and I've been following the markets and whatnot. Like, if I have some assets and some funds to work with, I can do pretty well. And I've talked about potentially doing my own lending platform. If you wanted to invest into something that I'm doing, I'd have to, I don't know as much about the legal side, the legal ramifications and repercussions. And so that's all another thing I'm very interested to see, with the fallout with BitConnect, with USI Tech, with some of these other lending platforms, how they're going to be interpreted legally in the regulation standpoint, and kind of learning from some of those early mistakes, and then potentially just, creating my own. That's been an idea. I need to get, more help and some more support to be able to do that. The Vietnamese community here has a lot of cryptocurrency to work with, and they're very interested in doing, kind of working with me. So I want to be, working with some of those guys. There's some really good traders here. There's a language barrier. A lot of these traders I'm working with, like, they don't speak English at all. In fact, they're actually having an English class today where they're going to be teaching English to a lot of the Vietnamese people that are not very good with English. So I'm going to probably be getting in on that session a little bit. So should be interesting. Is Vietnam closing their new cafe or repurposing it? No, it's actually, I was there last night at the new cafe. We were watching the soccer match. It's actually like 4 stories high, and they had the Vietnam soccer game. They were playing Uzbekistan or something, and it was really interesting. Like, everyone in the U.S. is really kind of gearing up for the Super Bowl or whatever. No one here in Vietnam gives a rat's ass about the Super Bowl. They're really into soccer, and it was huge over there. Like, you're talking about people screaming. Like, it was just chaos there. Everyone's wearing very festive things, like red with the star, flags. They're wearing these like bandanas and everything. But yeah, we went over there to watch the game at Amazing Coffee. I'll do a live stream over there pretty soon. It's a really nice place. They did it up pretty well. So. When looking through white papers, look at the problem they are trying to solve and look at their team. See if they have a strong experience base and very experienced advisors. I would say that's great advice, Crypto Goose. There's, that's where you really kind of start getting into the technical weeds of certain things, and some of those can be a little bit difficult for me to assess. I think for me personally, I'm looking at a little bit of the bigger picture, the market as a whole, and seeing where some of those are trending. I mean, when you're looking at, that's why I haven't really been getting a whole lot into ICOs, because it's, there's a lot of money potential. I mean, I could get out there and shill a bunch of ICOs if I really wanted to, but I've really been staying away from that because I really haven't wanted to steer my audience in the wrong way, and I really had a lot of faith in what BitConnect was doing, because everything that that had been presented to me seemed like what they were doing was really legit. It's not that unheard of to be doing 1% in the market. As you're seeing, like I've brought up so many different opportunities where you're seeing 10, 20% in one day. I'm working with a few guys that have got some pretty experienced traders that can do 3 to 10%, a day. If they really wanted to. There's a lot of opportunity to do pretty well in this market. Once you start getting into trading bots and whatnot, like I have some background in that. There's, it's not unheard of. It's just unfortunate the way things transpired, and so I'm going to be doing the best I can to offer my community and the people that are tapping into my streams the most value that I can with what I'm doing. And so I think that's why I'm refocusing with what I'm doing a little bit now and kind of getting into certain areas and just diving in real deep into certain areas with my streams and trying to give you guys as much value as I can. Yeah, BCC was my entry into crypto. Really? Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. Like after BCC experience, I'm focused on learning crypto more than trading. Yeah, you know, because like everything that I'd heard from BitConnect was they wanted to be like the educational platform, the entry point for a lot of people to get into cryptocurrency. And unfortunately now they've got the worst name. Like I think everyone is pretty much advising to stay away from it, you know, as much as you can, and that's going to be really hard to break because you're seeing, with the fallout. I mean, people lost their life savings. I've heard rumors of people committing suicide. I've heard there's legal ramifications. I mean, these guys want to come after there's Bitcoin gorillas and this David Mamet guy that they want to sue anybody and everybody associated with BitConnect. They're just they're on a personal crusade, and unfortunately, I think the way the platform is set up is they put a lot of these promoter types that you're seeing that were put in the limelight. I mean, they really put like our faces at the forefront of what's going on, and we weren't given any information. We weren't given any insights as to really what was going on, and just we were put out there like pawns in a sense, and they were kind of using our good name to promote their platform. And then when the whole thing came down, everyone's looking to point the finger, and they're pointing the finger at us, which is really not the right way to look at it. I mean, really, you need to be looking at what's behind the system. What the BitConnect development team, the people behind the BitConnect system. Like that's really where the focus needs to be, but people aren't really seeing it that way, especially in America. I think there's there's more progress, I guess you could say, being done in Asia, but or more faith, I guess. Everyone is just kind of holding tight right now. At least that's kind of what I'm seeing. But people in America, people are pissed, and I can't blame them. So I just wish they would kind of refocus the attention on maybe off the promoters per se, and really kind of look at the problem at hand. And if anything, do what I was doing, which was coming out to Asia, going to the offices, meeting with these people, meeting with them face to face, doing some more actual research, as opposed to just taking what we're seeing on the internet as truth and just going after people because they were promoting. I mean, a lot of these guys that are going after people that were promoting the platform, I mean, they were promoting it as well. They were taking in affiliate commissions. They weren't making as much as others, but it's everyone was kind of in this. United Emirates coin. Yeah, it looks like a one. Yeah, I think we had looked in this a little bit. Yeah, the first Arab lending platform. So they got their ICO going on right now. So, yeah, the exact same as BitConnect, in terms of the 0.25% with once you're kind of getting at the the $5,000 to $10,000 level. That's I guess my big red flag. But we're offering it on Bittrex, Coin Exchange, Nova Exchange, Yobit. Target launch $75. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to be getting into that a whole lot. Crypto Marine, if he's really a Marine, isn't making things any better running around trying to get more regulation into crypto. Yeah. I mean, they want to regulate these as securities, and it's kind of a, like a gray area. A lot of cryptos aren't necessarily being looked at as securities per se. And so I think that's why, like you're seeing me, I'm getting much more into the privacy coins, because I think that's what you're going to see moving forward. I think a lot of people are kind of moving in that direction. Yeah, real worthy. Believe it or not, your Vietnam investigation is what tipped my decision in favor of doing BitConnect. I had 49K in, was 68K in a month. Can't imagine blaming you though. Yeah, I'd received that feedback actually quite a bit. A lot of people came up to me and said, you're the reason I started putting in, big money into BitConnect, because it was a lot of the research and things that I was doing, because I was the only one really doing that type of research and whatnot. Now, I wasn't benefiting from that at all. A lot of these people were underneath guys like Glenn Acaro, and he was the one that was reaping a lot of the benefits with the affiliate bonuses and commissions and whatnot. So, and then I was also talking with people involved with BitConnect. I was like, this is a little bit unfair, because I've been doing a lot of research. I've been very faithful to the platform. I've been doing a lot of due diligence. I'm having a lot of people that are coming up to me, thanking me for a lot of the stuff that I'm doing in terms of like looking at what's going on behind the scenes with BitConnect. But I wasn't benefiting from that at all. And now, with the fallout and everything, everyone's looking to point the finger at me. So it's like I got none of the benefit and all of the blame. So it's like, so that's why, like, people are asking me if I'm going to be getting into lending platforms or whatnot. Like, I'd rather do my own thing and really kind of focus on that, so that at least I can control that. Got enough open tabs there? Yeah. I'm going to be closing this all down. I got like 40 different exchanges I think I was looking at. My computer's, super hot right now too. Yeah, a lot of people were stuck under other, promoters and weren't able to switch, because, like, if you remember back, I think it was like August or September, when you still had the ability to switch your sponsor, you saw that happen. You saw a lot of people, once they were really starting to figure this out and they saw a lot of potential behind it, they all started pumping out videos like, change your sponsor to me, change your sponsor to me. And that went on for about, I want to say that went on for about a week or two, and then BitConnect basically decided to shut the whole thing down, and they made it so you couldn't change your sponsor. And so if anyone wanted to actually sign up with me, they would have to create their own account, with me. But then once you kind of open up that can of worms, it's like, okay, well, why should I open up an account with you? And what ended up happening is a lot of people just started stacking accounts and collecting their own affiliate commissions, because what do you really need a sponsor for anyways? The only reason you might need a sponsor is if you were looking to get some sort of development fund to kind of enhance your marketing or that sort of thing. And so, like, a lot of the people that were on my team, like that was the biggest trend that I was starting to see. It was like, and a lot of the other big guys like Trevon and Craig were saying the same thing. Is like, people just started, creating multiple accounts and just stacking all of their accounts, and so I don't know if I'm comfortable showing my account right now, but if I pull it up, like the amount that I made in terms of affiliate commissions and whatnot was not worth it at all. I mean, I could have made way more just investing in cryptocurrencies, privacy coins in general. If I just, instead of focused on really trying to get affiliate bonuses and things like that, if I had just not done any of that and just focused on investing in the cryptocurrency market, I would have done much better. So for me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all, especially now that everyone's looking to point the finger, and they're all pointing the finger at me. So Yeah, I'm getting death threats. I'm getting legal threats. Like, you're going to jail, buddy. All right. You know. I wish the referrals never existed. It would eliminate a lot of FUD and dispel the Ponzi myths. Yeah. I actually thought about self-sponsoring to get commissions, but I was scared I'd get banned. Yeah. I mean, they had a statement out. I think it was in like 2016, where they basically saying, you can't have more than one account, or else you have the potential to lose your account. And then when I basically was explaining my situation, that all of these people wanted to be associated with me, but they couldn't, and they were scared to open up a second account. What was explained to me is just, hey, just have them set up an account underneath you. Just have them set up a new account with you. And part of the problem with that was that, and this is what I was explaining, is if you're doing videos or you're doing things on the internet or whatnot, all of your affiliates or your referrals are still going to your other account. So you have to switch that over too. And so a lot of people are not going to do that. Like 99% of the people are just not going to do that. And then, of course, what you were saying is like once you open up that can of worms, when people are like, okay, well, if I can create a second account, I'm just gonna start stacking accounts and just collecting my own commissions. And so it just completely broke the entire model and system. It's just I did my best to kind of complain and explain the way it was. It's just it's just kind of falling on deaf ears, so to speak. But probably take a few more questions. I don't really like talking about BitConnect too much. It's just a sore subject for me. It really pisses me off because I barely benefited, and most of the benefit that I got was kept inside the platform, and we all know how that turned out. Like, I pretty much lost everything. I lost, I didn't realize how overinvested in BitConnect I was until the entire platform went down. Yeah, I thought I was a self-sponsor. Reddit was against the rules. Tried to follow them, but look what they did. Yeah. BitConnect needs a complete rebranding with new developers. Crypto Josh, yours all stacked. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for you. Clover and Dino and Jedi really got hit hard. I have no doubt you guys had no clue this was coming. Yeah. There wasn't, I'm still in communications with a lot of the national promoters, and no one had a clue this was coming, and they lost a lot more. So like Helen, the Vietnamese promoter here, I mean, she lost 7 million. The Indonesian promoter lost 2 million. The Australian promoter, I can't remember how much he lost. He lost a ton, and he was getting threats and whatnot. I'd seen some gigantic accounts. I saw people with 12 million in active lending. I mean, now those guys are sitting with a bunch of BCC. That's, I mean, what is the price of BitConnect right now? No, it's less than $10. $10. It's just continuing to go down. It's just progressively coming down. It's all like $9, $8. There's no indication to me that this is going to self-correct unless they come out with something. There's just no one's buying it right now. Yeah, never mind rebranding. How about repaying? Yeah, us. Yeah, I totally agree. That's the thing. BitConnect's not going away. It'll be back. Watch. Yeah, I mean, they still got a coin. They're still, there's still a platform. So, trying to remain hopeful, but I need to see something. I need to see something. But and then the other thing you're seeing right now is Devore is doing the same damn thing. Isle Matt did a video on this. where he's talking about how Devore's doing their whole national promoter uh, structure that's almost carbon copy of what BitConnect did, and I just if I need to start doing some videos on how how terrible of an idea that is, I think I might follow suit. It's just it's really really unfortunate. CryptoClover, do you think they actually have the money to afford to pay everyone back? Yeah. I've been presented some information that they have a Bitcoin wallet that's in cold storage that has like 1.7, 1.8 billion in Bitcoin in it. So they've got the money to pay people back. It's just, um, you know, we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. That's what they should have done. They should have paid everyone back in Bitcoin. They should have done that. But that's. I'd be cool with just my initial investment back. Yeah, where's the cease and desist for Devore coin? It's good. I'm sure it's coming. Oh, okay. So Devore is at like 0.08% in 2 days interest. Interesting. Yeah. It's for people that are new to cryptocurrency, like now had BitConnect been successful and really taken off and done well, it would have been an outstanding platform, a very beginning platform to get into cryptocurrency. Now that has completely imploded, and they were pretty much the trendsetters and the first successful lending platform of its kind all through 2017. I haven't seen another platform that's even close. I mean, probably the closest to being a successful one would be USI Tech, but USI Tech, was having some issues and some problems. At least they're coming out and they're kind of rectifying some things. But in all honesty, if you guys just watch my stream and you get into some of the different things I'm talking about, and you invest a little bit, you'll do so much better by getting into some of these different alt currencies and these different exchanges and everything than you ever would in any of these lending platforms. And I have a lot of faith that I can, based on my advice and my recommendations, that I could outperform any lending platform. I can do way better than 1% a day. Just by getting into some of these different things. You just have to have safeties and some different insurances and setup so that when the market does retract and collapse, that you're able to kind of get out. Maybe get into Tether, or maybe get into some of these other different platforms and things. But there's a lot more opportunity in cryptocurrency as a whole, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to be focused on giving people more of those insights and whatnot, because there's just a lot of opportunity in that. You can take a look, quick peek at the market, like we were just talking about. Populous up 21%. Coin doing pretty well. Walton, Qcoin shares. Eternity is kind of a new one. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, USI Tech showing leadership at least. Clover thinks I moved my operations to Nicaragua. Yeah, I got all the my Hispanic friends from California. They're setting up operations there as well. So I might be heading out there at some point, depending on how things kind of transpire here. But the idea that I have is there's a huge community here in Vietnam, and I'm right now this is where I'm at, and I'm looking to build something here. And there's a huge community here. I was just out at dinner last night with like 20 Vietnamese, having dinner, watching the soccer games and everything. So it was a big family here. Clover, can you manage my wallet? Yeah, well, when I get like a lending platform or something like that, where I'm managing people's crypto, maybe we can look at that. But there's a lot of legalese I need to look into. Yeah, Nicaragua has no laws right now against crypto. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna stop the stream here. I've been on. How long I've been on? These are going a little bit. Oh, geez, hour and 36 minutes. So it's a lot longer than I like being on these streams. I'm not trying to make these like marathon streams, but I appreciate you guys that have been on. Appreciate all the feedback and support you guys are offering me. Be sure to leave some comments in the section below if you guys want me to take a look at certain things. You want me to look at different exchanges and things like that. So I'm going to be doing some more work and trying to give you guys some more value and whatnot. So I appreciate the support. If you guys want to hit that thumbs up button for me, it helps support this channel. Helps me get more views on my page. So I appreciate you guys' support. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.